Hello, my name is Aaron. Recently, I've been reading my Bible and I came across a few verses and messages that have been very powerful and affected my life in a positive fashion. I want to take some time to go over those verses, show you what I learned, in hopes that it will affect you in a positive way too. 2 Timothy 1 and 7. For the Spirit that God has given us does not make us timid. Instead, His Spirit fills us with power, love, and self-control. This verse explains that God has given each of us important innate qualities. You don't need to pay or ask anyone's permission to show power, love, and self-control. Power is purpose. It's your authority to make decisions. Love is the unconditional desire to look out for others' well-being. Self-control is to be patient and to be focused on whatever the goal is. God gave us power, love, and self-control for a reason. And that takes us to the second verse. Romans 5, 3 and 4. We also boast of our troubles, because we know that trouble produces endurance. Endurance brings God's approval, and His approval creates hope. One thing we all share in common is that we will face troubles. Troubles do come in varying degrees and difficulties. It can be a financial situation. It could be trouble with a relationship. It can even be with your health or your wellness. But one thing we do have in common is that we all face troubles. God gave us power, love, and self-control to fight these troubles. He also says that the troubles create endurance, endurance brings God's approval, and that approval creates hope. What is hope and what is faith? We'll go into that next. Hebrews 11 and 1. To have faith is to be sure of the things we hope for, to be certain of the things we cannot see. Faith is our belief and the actions we take to reach our hope. Hope is what we look to obtain or what we want to see come true. We hope for things and situations without knowing exactly how they will come to pass. Faith is taking every little step it takes to get there as the path is being revealed. For example, I hope that my message and what I've learned will positively affect people around the world or anyone listening. So faith is making this video, uploading it, and sharing it to anybody willing to listen. Hebrews 10 and 36. You need to be patient in order to do the will of God and receive what He promises. Remember, God gave us self-control because we need to be patient. We need to hear His voice and stay diligent. We need to continue to show love to others as we experience our troubles, as we build our faith, and as we look to see our hope realized. Don't grow weary of doing good throughout this process. This verse also states, by being patient, we can receive what God promises. What kind of things does God promise? We'll go into that next. Hebrews 4 and 1. Now God has offered us the promise that we may receive the rest He spoke about. Let us take care, then, that none of you will be found to have failed to receive that promised rest. God promised us rest. As we deal with our troubles, build our faith, and realize our hope, we need rest. God knows this and gives us periods of rest as we run the race of our life. Staying ready to hear God's voice will allow us to enter periods of rest. Trust God has your well-being in mind and that He knows how to protect you. Hebrews 4 and 2. For we have heard the good news, just as they did. They heard the message, but it did them no good, because when they heard it, they did not accept it with faith. Here, we circle back to faith and why it's so critical. Even though God has given us power, love, and self-control, many don't believe it. God has also promised us rest, but many don't believe that either. God has given us all the tools we need to live a fulfilled life if you put trust in Him. Now, let's say you are building your faith, you're escaping your troubles, and you're realizing your hope. Until it comes to pass, what do you do in the meantime? We'll go into that next. Psalm 37, 3 and 4. Trust in the Lord and do good. Live in the land and be safe. Seek your happiness in the Lord, and He will give you your heart's desire. Continue to believe and work. Help others. be a blessing, volunteer, educate yourself, stay focused on being a positive impact. As you meet new people and go to new places, God will bless those you come across. As your faith grows, you focus more on other people's hope, knowing your hope is already coming. Finally, I want to give you an example of how building up faith and building up hope have worked in my life. When I was younger, I wanted to meet my biological father. I didn't know how, I didn't know the means, so I kind of put that idea in the back of my mind. However, as I got older, it kind of grew more and more. A couple years ago, I was with a friend. We went to Atlanta, and I met this girl. She offered me to use Ancestry because she went through a similar situation with her family. I never thought about using Ancestry, so I made an account. After making an account, I did see some relatives I recognized, but I came across one that I never met before. So I decided to send her a message. A couple weeks passed and she responded back, asking my name and my mom's name. I gave her that information, and then finally she asked for my phone number. This made me think, maybe this girl might know my dad. So a week passed after that, and I got a text message from just an unknown number, and it was my dad. So we texted, we talked on the phone, we talked periodically. We have a really good relationship. So my hope came to pass. And just to show an example, so faith is just believing. It's taking those steps. When I made the Ancestry account, when I sent the message to the person that I thought was my relative, and really just believing that I would meet my dad, that's the faith. Hope is the act of it happening, actually meeting him, talking to him, and building a relationship. So if you told me years before how I would meet my father, I wouldn't tell you. I wouldn't know. I didn't have the means. But the fact that I could do it now, and the fact that I believe for it, it just really made me confident and proud. These verses I've been reading over the time that really helped me put this idea together. So if you're going through something, you're experiencing trouble, stay focused, use your power, use your love, use your self-control, build your faith and build your hope. Use the rest God has provided us, and that's how we navigate through this life. Thank you.